The real Ragnar Lothbrok, Viking legend versus history. Vikings, warriors, raiders, explorers, and legends of the North. Among them, one name has echoed through centuries: Ragnar Lothbrok, the man behind the myths, the terror of kings, and the father of legendary sons. But who is the real Ragnar Lothbrok, and what most people don't know about him? Ragnar Lothbrok is said to have lived in the 9th century. He's known as a fearless Viking warrior, famous for raids on France and England. His legend comes from sagas written hundreds of years later, blending history with myth. Many historians even argue he may not have been a single person at all, but rather a combination of several Viking leaders. His nickname, Lothbrok, literally means hairy breeches. Legend says he wore pants made from animal skins to survive snake bites, a fitting symbol of the cunning and fearless warrior he is remembered as. The Vikings were not just raiders. They were explorers, traders, and skilled navigators. They traveled across Europe, from the British Isles to the coasts of France, even reaching North America long before Columbus. But raids were part of their survival. Viking leaders like Ragnar needed wealth, power, and fame to secure their place among their people. Ragnar's attacks on cities like Paris in 845 AD with over 120 ships terrified kings. These raids were legendary not only for their brutality, but for Ragnar's cunning strategies. He didn't just fight, he outsmarted his enemies, proving that intelligence was as deadly as a sword in the Viking world. Here's where things get fascinating. Most people don't know these secrets about Ragnar. 1. He may have been more of a political strategist than a pure warrior, using alliances and marriages to strengthen his rule. 2. The infamous story of his death, thrown into a pit of snakes by King Ella of Northumbria, might be symbolic, but it shows the fear he inspired across England. 3. Many of the raids credited to Ragnar were likely carried out by his sons, like Ivar the Boneless and Bjorn Ironside, making Ragnar more of a patriarchal symbol than just a fighter. 4. Despite being legendary, Ragnar's life blurred history and mythology so much that separating fact from fiction is nearly impossible. And here's a secret that will shock Viking fans. Ragnar's legend influenced Norse law and poetry. His bravery, cunning, and cunning were immortalized in sagas to inspire future generations, making him as much a cultural icon as a warrior. Ragnar's greatest legacy: his sons. Ivar the Boneless, Bjorn Ironside, Sigurd Snake in the Eye, and Hvitserk, these men carried the Lothbrok name across Europe. They led the great heathen army, changing the course of English history forever. Many of the legendary deeds attributed to Ragnar were likely their exploits. Yet it was Ragnar's name that bound their stories together, a symbol of Viking dominance, cunning, and unstoppable ambition. The Ragnar Lothbrok we see in TV shows, the fearless snake-fighting hero, is only partially real. His life story is a mix of myth, oral tradition, and historical events. But that is what makes him eternal. Ragnar represents the Viking spirit: exploration, cunning, courage, and the relentless pursuit of legacy. Even today, when we think of Vikings, we think of him. He is the bridge between history and legend, reminding us that sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. Ragnar Lothbrok may never have existed exactly as the stories tell, but his legend, his sons, and the fear he inspired are undeniable. From the shores of Scandinavia to the rivers of France and England, the name Ragnar Lothbrok echoes through history, a testament to the man, or men, who dared to define what it meant to be a Viking. So, next time you see the tales of Vikings, remember, behind the myths lies a story of real ambition, cunning, and legacy. The story of Ragnar Lothbrok. He has been courtesan and secretary, and the Viking is the story of Ragnar Lothbrok.